So we go to our header next, and our header is going to be exactly the same length as our seal. So if we go up there and we measure it, which I'm going to do, we should come up with 36 1/8 inches. And we are exactly 36 1/8 inches. So our next cut will be 36 1/8. Our header piece will be 45 on each end for us. So we're going to have one end that's already cut 45. The other piece is going to be too long because remember it's going to be 40 inches and it'll accommodate any window 36 inches, 32 inches, down to 24 inches. So we have to make one 45-degree cut. Okay, our next cut, remember we have a 45 on one end that we're not going to mess with. We have a 45 on the other, so we have to make one cut. And it's from long point to long point. And we measured 36 1/8 inches. We put our square up. We get our mark, come across to the top. Square up your, square it up again. Mark it. Okay, so we got our mark. All right, we've got our measurement. We measured 36 1/8 inches, and now we've got to cut this piece. And there'll be a jig. It's an accessory with our kit. It comes available, I think, maybe $6 or so. We'll have two jigs. This, while I'm talking about jigs, we'll talk about the two. We'll have the seal jig at 14 degrees, and we'll have a 45-degree jig also. So that's our two jigs that is also available. Now remember, we're going long point to long point, and we're cutting this on a 45. So we take our saw, we move it down to the 45 degree, lock it in, and square everything up on the saw. Do not cut into your jig, place it back. It's just to hold everything square and in place. And remember the long point, so you may want to cut a little bit long to begin with, and do this very slow and get it started, and here we go. Okay, we got our 45 cut. We took our jig out, now we got to measure our piece, of course. So this is our header, and we put it on, and we fit it up, and that looks like an awfully good fit to me. So our second piece will be in place. What will we do? We'll do the same thing we did with our seal cover. We'll run a bead of caulk across the top, a bead across the middle, and probably another bead here where the stop and the brick mold comes together. 3 beads. And after we do that, we get our caulk in, we put our header piece back in place. So we've got our second piece now in place. I've talked about our putting our place in with caulk, putting our pieces in with caulk, and we found that DuraSeal is the very best product that we can find. It's a 50-year caulk, it's a urethane, it's a sealant, and it's adhesive. So it will bond and seal. You will never have to use nails on this like you do with trim coil. So once you caulk this in place, it's here to stay. So if it's available in your area, try to use the DuraSeal. If not, try to find an adhesive that bonds and seals. Works really great.